Hey there, it's Shadow Penguin, and welcome to my first video in quite a while, and today I'm going to be explaining the limitations of the crosshair in Skyrim. So, I don't know if this is a video that needs to be made. This is something that you'll probably be aware of to some degree, but I'm going to explain the reasons why the crosshair in Skyrim is so limited, and let's just get into it. So basically, the crosshair isn't so much an indication of where the arrow is going to land, but it's more an indication of the direction that the arrow is travelling in, because of a little thing called trajectory. Because of the trajectory, there's actually a fairly limited window of distance in which the arrow will land inside the crosshair. So, for example, if the arrow is stopped by the target at the highest point of its trajectory, the arrow will land far higher on the target, and of course the trajectory changes with each bow you use. So a very powerful bow like the Daedric bow will have a far further trajectory, so therefore the chances of it landing far higher on the target at close to medium range, as is being demonstrated on the screen, is a lot higher. So now you can see, even when I'm standing right far back in the arch and the target is a long way away, you'll see if I'm aiming at the centre of the target, as you can see here, when we go over to the target, we're going to see that my arrows are still going significantly above the target. So say I was aiming at a hostile NPC's shoulders or head, I would have completely missed these shots, as you can see. Those fall well above the bullseye. So what you're about to see is where I need to aim to hit the target. You can see at this distance, even though I'm actually far away, this is quite long range, I'm having to aim still at the bottom of the target in order to hit the bullseye. So now what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and explain why having a simple crosshair in the centre of the screen is misleading. So yeah, you can see those arrows are in the bullseye there, because I was aiming at the bottom. So here is my bow, and here is my bow sight. So you'll see that there's a lot of room for adjustment both up and down, because the sight slides up and down, and also a lot of lateral adjustment left and right, because you turn the sight to screw it in and out. And that's for specific distances, so you adjust the sight if you're at 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards, whatever it may be. You adjust the sight both up and down and left and right to sometimes a very large degree in order to be able to aim at the centre of the target and with your sight and then hit the centre of the target. So considering all this adjustment that's needed because of the varying trajectory and the trajectory of your arrow, the fact that you have a simple crosshair in the centre of the screen doesn't quite cut it, because it doesn't account for the arrow's trajectory, because it doesn't take distance into account in the manner you're able to do with a heavily adjustable sight, such as the one found on a recurve bow such as mine. So given the large variety of distances you will be shooting enemies at in Skyrim, a simple crosshair in the middle of the screen won't really give you an accurate prediction of where your arrow is going to land, if you consider the difference between a tiny, basically a dot, in the centre of your screen, and a sight where you can adjust pretty heavily up and down and sideways in order to hit the centre of the target. The crosshair in Skyrim simply tells you the direction the arrow is going to go in, and it's simply a marker in the centre of your screen. You should definitely take it with a pinch of salt if you're going to be aiming at, say, someone's head with a Daedric bow, because it's very, very likely that your arrow is simply going to fly over the target. So I hope I've accurately basically conveyed what I wanted to convey in this video. I think I may well make a follow-up video if there's enough interest. But that's all for this video, so thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.